Okay, today I'm going to make some sheaths. I don't know how this will turn out because this is a new camera. I got a GoPro for Christmas from my wonderful wife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how I make these sheaths, and maybe it'll be of help to some people out there. I don't know. First off, I marked off a line here so I'd have a straight line to work with along the edge of this leather, because the edge isn't straight, of course. Next, what I'm going to do is I know that this knife is 1 5/16 wide at its widest. So I like to make a sheath 1 inch wider than whatever the blade I'm making it for is. These lines don't matter because they're on the inside, and so they won't ever show. So this is 1 5/16, so I want to go to 2 5/16, which is about right here and right here, and I'll make a couple of lines because 2 marks you might not get it straight. 3 or 4 you're more likely to get it straight, so the more you make, the better it works. And there we go. Okay, then I want to put the blade 1/2 inch from the end, which is right here, and then that's where the guard will be. It will be right here. Okay, next I'll come over here and let's see, where's that sheath mark? Okay, I want that. That's where the guard will be. So then I'll line up these marks. I'll draw a line along there to there. Then for the strap, I generally like to go a 1 inch wide strap, so I'll come in, let's see, take an inch away from that, you end up with 1 5/16, so half of that would be 5/8 is close enough. So I can go in 5/8 inch here, and go exactly 1 inch, and that'll do for the straps for the sheath. Come along here, go 5/8 right there and right there, and then 1 inch up from that. Okay. Now the strap, you have to realize you're going to double this over, so however long you make it, however wide you want it to be, you double that, so that, because you fold it over, so you need it twice as long. So what we'll do is we'll go out here, let's go 6 inches. Make sure it's straight. No matter how careful you are with being straight, it still sometimes doesn't line up. There we go. This metal rule is one of my tools I use a lot. That doesn't have to be perfect because you can, the marks don't, you just make sure you cut it out well. And then right here. Some of these other sheaths I made, like this one, the blade, the guard is a slight angle from the blade. There's a slight cant to it. This one is straight, so we'll just do a straight edge on there. Next, what I like to do is go up here. I put the blade where it's going to be. Then I go a ½ inch further up from where this starts to slope. I hope you can see that. Now put a mark there. Then from where this curve starts, I'll go about ½ inch, put a mark. And that way, then figure out where the point is going to be. It should be straight out here. Then I'll bring the curve down like this. Curve that for the curve. And then here, I'll just do a straight. It doesn't have to be perfect because I can trim this up when I'm cutting it out. Now sometimes I use razor knives, other times I have to use, if you have a pair of these heavy-duty kitchen shears and leather like this that isn't as thick, these will cut it. Otherwise you might have to use a razor knife. So, yeah. So let's see, when I had that right there, yeah, it looks like you could see what I was doing there. Okay. Anyway, so next I'll cut this piece out. I'm going to start here because that's, whoops, because that's the way I won't damage any I don't want to cut yet. I can also come up here, start along this. Use this like a razor knife to cut through there. Yep. Then I can take this other piece, trim this up a little bit. Now I can lay this piece here and sketch out a piece for the other side. Probably got my hands in the way. Leftover pieces like this I find uses for. Okay. The next step is to punch this. But I also have some other knives I want to make sheaths for, so if that's long enough, which it isn't, because this has a somewhat longer blade. Okay, well, let's see. Well, we'll cut those out later. Only need one for this. Next, what I like to do is punch the holes. To do that, to make sure I get them even, I lay the two pieces here on my old cutting board, and then I punch them with my leather punch, of course. It may or may not have been a modified fork in its previous life. It's my punch, I made it myself. It's not pretty, but it works. Now, first, you gotta make sure everything on the little smaller piece lines up, because the other one will be trimmed down. And since the pattern was drawn around the outside of the other one, that's why it's bigger. Next, I get some things I have up here.